Students, today I am going to explain the structure of pollen grain. Structure of pollen grain. The pollen grain is derived from the microspore. And this microspore derived from the MMC, microspore mother cell, undergoing a meiosis and forms microspore. When it is mature, it will be developed into pollen grain. Now we will see the structure of pollen grain. The pollen grain consists of a nucleus surrounded by cytoplasm, and the wall of the pollen grain is differentiated into two layers. Thin layer, that is called intine, and over this one more layer is there which is thick in nature and irregular. It is not regular, it is irregular. Like this, it is irregular, this layer. And this layer is called exine. The intine is made up of pectin, cellulose, hemicellulose, callose, and along with the proteins. The exine is made up of cellulose, sporopollenin, and pollen kit. Intine is made up of pectin, cellulose, hemicellulose, callose, and proteins. Exine is made up of cellulose, sporopollenin, and a pollen kit. This sporopollenin, it is derived from the tapetum. The exine is mostly made up of sporopollenin, and this sporopollenin it is contributed by the tapetum, and it is derived from the carotenoids. It is nothing but yellow-orange pigment. Yellow-orange pigment. The sporopollenin, it helps the pollen grain. It helps the pollen grain to travel from the anther to the stigma without any decomposition or damage. It prevents the physical and chemical decomposition, and it also resistant to, that is, they are showing the resistance to a strong acid alkali and enzymes. So that it can be stored in the fossil deposits for long period without any damage. And it also in the journey of pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, it can be safely transferred without any damage. That is why the sporopollenin is that much important. Next one is pollen kit. The pollen kit is also contributed by tapetum. It is also contributed by tapetum. It is derived from carotenoids and flavonoids. This is flavonoids, nothing but polyhydroxyphenols, flavonoids. And this pollen kit is an oily layer found around the pollen grain, and it is for the attraction of, which is sticky and viscous in nature, and it attracts the insects. For the attraction of the insects, this pollen kit is very, very useful, and it also it prevents the damage from the UV radiation. These are the uses of this pollen kit. So we have seen the sporopollenin and the pollen kit. Okay. In some regions, the exine is thin, and here it is a small round structure which are present here. This is called germ pore. This is called germ pore. Through this germ pore only the development of the pollen tube occurs. So it is related to the germination of pollen tube. Which one? This germ pore. Sometimes this region, that is this thin region of the exine, may be elongated and forms furrows. This is called furrows in some pollen grains. That's all about the structure of the pollen grain. Nucleus surrounded by cytoplasm, and the wall is two layer, double layered. One is intine, which is thin and uniform, and the exine, which is thick in nature, and some places the sporopollenin is absent where the germ pore is present. Here in this germ pore, the sporopollenin is absent. Exine is absent, that is sporopollenin is not present in this region. That's all about the structure of the pollen grain, and I am going to discuss now the related points regarding the pollen grain. Apart from the structure, some other points also there, important points also there regarding the pollen grain that we will see now. The pollen grain shapes are different in different plants, like somewhat globose or crescent shaped or fusiform. Like this, different shapes are there for the pollen grains. The exine is sometimes it is smooth, or it may be irregular in shape, as I told you already, and it is sculptured. Somewhere it is like this. So it is sculptured. This sculpture nature of the pollen grain helps for the identification and the classification of the plants. Now we are going to see related topics along with the apart from the pollen grain. One is bee pollen, pollen calendar, cryopreservation, Bee pollen is the natural food substance. It consists of protein, carbohydrate and trace amount of vitamins and minerals. And it is increasing the performance of athletes and racehorses, and it is supplied as tablets and syrup form. It can be supplied this bee pollen. And for the patient, those who are burnt with burnt patients, it heals the wound. This bee pollen heals the wounds of the burnt patients. Now we will see about the pollen calendar. It gives information regarding the pollen grains which are developed at a different season by different plants for the allergic persons. In allergic persons, the pollen grain causes asthma, bronchitis, allergic rhinitis, hay fever. This allergic rhinitis and hay fever both are same only because their symptoms are itchy and watery eyes. Sometimes sneezing may occur. That is why allergic rhinitis and hay fever are both same. So here one more plant, that is the Parthenium plants. Parthenium hysteroporus L, which causes allergic in some persons. Actually it is an exotic plant. It is derived from the, it is originated from the tropical America. And it is when the wheat plant were imported to India as a contaminant plant, it is imported to India, this Parthenium plants, and it causes allergy. The Parthenium plants pollen grain causes allergy in some persons. Now cryopreservation. Here the pollen grains stored in minus 196 degrees Celsius by using liquid nitrogen so that it will be maintained under viable condition for long period. This technique is called cryopreservation. Apart from this, two more words which you are going to know now, that is called palynology and melitopalynology. This palynology is the study of pollen grain, and melitopalynology is called the study of honey pollen. See the difference? Palynology is the study of pollen grain. Melitopalynology is the study of honey pollen. Now regarding the size of the pollen grain, in SCERT book In SCRT book, it is given 10 to 200 micrometers. In NCERT syllabus, it is given 25 to 50 micrometers. The size of the pollen grains. In SCRT syllabus, it is given as 10 to 200. Here for 10 micrometers, example for this is myosotis, and 200 micrometer The example for this 200 micrometers, the plants are belong to the Cucurbitaceae family. Now I am going to explain the development of male gametophyte. Microspore is the first cell, microspore, which is haploid. This is the first cell of the male gametophyte. The development of male gametophyte, first we should know the structure. It consists of the pollen grain. It consists of the central nucleus surrounded by cytoplasm and intine, and surrounding this exine. This is the germ pore. Exine, intine, nucleus. Here this nucleus undergoes mitotic division. This nucleus undergoes mitotic division and develop into two nuclei. Like this, two nuclei. One is vegetative, one is generative nucleus, and another one is vegetative nucleus. Surrounding this vegetative nucleus, wall is developed. That is why the pollen grain is differentiated into two cells. That is, one is bigger cell, that is called the vegetative cell. And the smaller cell, this one, is called generative cell. This generative cell consists of generative nucleus. Vegetative cell consists of vegetative nucleus. And this vegetative cell consists of food granules, like this, food reserves. Most of the plant, that is in 60% of the angiosperms the pollen grain is transferred from the microsporangium. The pollen grain is liberated from the microsporangium in the two-celled stage. Like this, only two-celled stage. One is vegetative cell and another one is the generative cell in 60% of the angiosperm. But in some plants, what may happen, this generative nucleus this is the generative nucleus and this is the vegetative nucleus. This vegetative nucleus and this is the generative nucleus. This generative nucleus undergoes mitotic division. Here mitotic division only undergoes mitotic division and forms two male gametes. So one is vegetative nucleus and two male gametes. In some plants, in three-celled stage, it may be transferred. Here itself, it may attain the three-cell stage in the microsporangium. That means in the anther itself, it will become three-celled stage. After that, it may be transferred to the stigma. But 60% of the angiosperm, only two-celled stage, it may be transferred from the anther to the stigma. It may be transferred here like this. Only two-celled stage. Very important point is 60% of the angiosperm. Now, we will see after reaching the stigma, this is the ovary, and here this is stigma, this is style, and here ovary, this totally pistil. In this stigma only the pollen grain come and lie down here. In some plants what may happen, when it is attached to the stigma supplies the sugary substance to the pollen grain, so that the pollen grain swells. Here the pollen grain swells like this. This is the intine of the pollen grain. This is exine. This intine will rupture here and forms a pollen tube. Within this, the pollen tube will develop. And in this vegetative nucleus enter here. Vegetative nucleus. And this, what happened to this generative nucleus? Here it will undergo mitosis and forms two male gametes. Or sperms. And the cytoplasm which is present here also, it is poured into the pollen tube like this. After the content of this pollen grain enter into the pollen tube, what may happen? Here callose plug will be formed. Callose plug. What is the purpose of this callose plug? it prevents the backflow of the substances into this region. So that is why the callose plug is present here. Now you might have understood, students. In some plants, what may happen? It will become 3-celled stage in the microsporangium itself, then it will be transferred to the stigma. But 60% of the angiosperm, after reaching the stigma only, this pollen grain starts its development. Now development we have seen, the intine rupture here and the exine also disintegrate, and through this what may happen, the pollen tube will be developed, and the vegetative nucleus, this one will enter into this pollen tube, and this what happened to the generative nucleus, it divides mitotically and forms male gametes, 2 male gametes. And after everything is poured into this pollen tube, the callose plug will be formed here to prevent the backflow of the substances. Students, you might have understood the development of the male gametophyte clearly. I think it will be very helpful for you for your studies. Wish you all the best.